Hey gang, this is Nick Slada here, Red Ox Insurance Agency. I've been getting a lot of phone calls and emails from folks out there. Some of them are existing insurance agents and some of them are just, they're not insurance agents but they're looking to get into the insurance industry, asking me, how did I start my insurance agency? So I thought, it prompted maybe a series on how to start a trucking insurance agency. So just wanted to give you a little insight, a little background on me and how I started my agency. While I do that, I'm going to send out my mailings every day. I send mailings to most of the new venture truckers, the guys that just applied for their authority in the states that I write insurance in. It's quite a lot of mailings. But listen, let's talk about starting an insurance agency, trucking insurance agency. The first thing that you're going to need, in my opinion, is a little bit of experience. You're going to need to understand the trucking industry. Now, that's not absolutely required. I'm not saying that you can't do it if you don't have that. If you're a quick learner, if you're diligent, you can probably do that. But a lot of folks that have reached out to me, they're insurance agents. They want to start their own agency, and they're intrigued by the trucking insurance industry. So let's just assume you have a little bit of experience. You have your license. If you don't, if you're the person that wants to get into the insurance industry and you don't have any experience, first thing you're going to need to do is get your insurance license. You got to get your property and casualty insurance license. So that every state's different, but for the most part, you're going to have to take a class and pass a state exam. And then once you do that, you'll have your insurance license. So if you don't have any experience, I would recommend that person get your P&C license, go find you a good trucking agency in your town, and work for them and get a little bit of experience for a while. Now, once you know what you're doing, then you can go ahead and start your own trucking insurance agency. So my experience is a little bit different. I worked for an insurance company, a major insurance company, as a sales rep, and for about 5 years. I've been in the insurance industry since 2003, but I've only been dealing with trucking insurance for the past probably 6 or 7 years, and I was working for a major insurance company. I was a sales rep in the commercial department, so I was meeting with about 125 independent insurance agencies and just learning their business, getting them to quote the company that I worked for their commercial business. And part of that was trucking. There was a segment of that was trucking, and I started to really like trucking. Started to learn it. I started to really understand what the trucking agents that I was meeting with at the time were doing, their workflow, their success, and thought to myself, you know what? This is something that I think I can do. So I decided to start my own insurance agency. And so the first thing that you're going to need to do is come up with a name. You got to come up with a name. Took me a while to come up with my name. I thought about doing my last name, Slada Insurance Agency, Slada Insurance Group, whatever. But I just decided at the end of the day, I didn't want my name to be in it. And so then I, went through things that I like, things I'm interested in. My history, how could I put that all together to come up with a name? And I just happened to be looking through some old stuff, and I was in the Army a long time ago and found my dress greens, and the emblem on one of the units I was in was an ox. It was a blue ox. It was Blue Babe, and I wanted to incorporate that into my agency, into my logo. So I turned that blue ox into a red ox and came up with Red Ox Insurance Agency. As simple as that. So I came up with the name. I made sure nobody else had it, and then I became an LLC. So I filed the paperwork to become an LLC. I did that on my own. You can pay people to do it for you. You can find somebody, CPA or whatever, to do that for you, but I was just trying to save on money. So I just Googled it, how to form an LLC in the state of Kentucky, and found the link, filled out the paperwork, and it wasn't but a couple of days, I think, and the paperwork was approved. I don't even remember how much it cost. It was about, I don't know, maybe $300 to $500 to file my LLC. So I had the experience from working at the insurance company, so I knew the trucking industry. I had not been an insurance agent before in the P&C world, but I felt confident that I knew enough about trucking, and I had the experience to understand what coverages truckers need, and gain the experience from the folks that I was meeting with on a daily basis to understand how to reach the truckers. So I, I jumped in. I said, I'm doing it. Started my agency on January 1st, and it's been great ever since. So I'll continue to, put out more videos talking about my insurance agency, how I got started. So this video right here is basically just introducing the new series that I'm going to be doing. I'll still do videos on trucking insurance for truckers specifically to help them in their business, but I thought I'd also do how to start a trucking insurance agency at the same time. So hopefully you find this interesting and helpful. So just to summarize, you need to get a little bit of experience. You don't have to have it, but I highly recommend it. Experience is a good thing to have. And then you need to come up with a name. You need to if you don't have experience, you need to get licensed, and then come up with a name, and then come up with how you're going to organize your business. You could be an LLC, you could be a sole prop, I guess, if you want to, with a DBA. I don't really recommend that. You can be an S corp. I'm not an accountant or a CPA or anything like a lawyer or anything like that. So I'm just telling you what I did, and what I think the simplest thing to do for me was just to become a single member LLC. So that's what I did. So in the next videos, I'll talk about what to do after you become incorporated, after you've started your business entity. What are the next steps to get your agency up? And comment below if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if there's anything that you want to know specifically about starting an insurance agency. It doesn't have to be just trucking, but trucking is what my niche is. It's what my specialty is. I'm happy to answer any questions I can, and I appreciate you watching this video. Please subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified every time I put out a new video. Comment below, and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.